Good evening. Can everyone hear me? I know there wasn't any sound on the video we just watched. It was an awesome video, but no sound. Everyone can hear? Good. Yes, yes. Okay, good. So maybe some technical difficulties on the video. We're so excited to have you tonight. Myself, Tina D'Angelo, and Dr. Carla Russo. We are part of the Wellness Advisory Board for North America at Vital Health Global. And we are super excited tonight to share not only our new formulation on our glutation, which Dr. Carla Russo is going to introduce to us first, but I know some awaited products you guys have all been anxiously waiting for. I know they had them a little sooner in Mexico, so we were super excited to introduce. I will be talking about the Harmony and the Prime, the women's and men's formulations, which I know we're all super excited about because who doesn't know a woman or a man, right? So, well, before we get started, I want to make sure we honor everyone's time. So I'm going to have Dr. Carla Russo just take a minute to introduce herself, and then she's going to be sharing and educating us on our new glutation formula, which is not the tinctures, but the capsules that we have.
Well, good evening, everybody. Thank you for that, Tina. I'm excited to be here to share with you all about this remarkable new formulation. And as Tina said, it is in the capsules and veggie caps at that. And so what's the new thing? Because knowingly, we know that it's worked beautifully, the formula that we had. But the formula that we have now literally has more ingredients, it's more functional, and it's greater value. And that's something we're very excited about. So I want to give you a heads up right now. I'm going to be going through a series of slides, but I'm going to be giving you key phrases and buzzwords that you can use. So grab pen and paper, be ready to write down a few things as I'm going that you're going to be able to use as you're trying to explain to people why they need to try this formula. And better yet, if they question, well, why is it different? How's it different? I want you to be able to very simply convey this information. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen now, and we will get started. So as I said, the new and improved formula, what is it bringing and what do you say to people? You say to them, it has more ingredients, it has more function, and it's bringing you greater value. That in and of itself is something everyone should be so excited for, because the previous formula really was exceptional, and this one takes it to a whole new level. So as we begin, let's talk about something that everyone is somehow battling with, either yourselves or someone you know. But how often do you hear, I'm very tired, I don't have any energy, I've got brain fog, I'm stressed, or someone feels like they're aging faster than they should? Well, all of these things come back to cellular health. They don't have an energy problem. People think that they do, and they're reaching for energy drinks constantly. But in reality, it's at a core level. It's cellular. Now, when you look at the statistics here, it's pretty horrifying. But the truth is that when you give the body the right support in the right dose, in the right preparation, and we know that all of our formulations, we really focus on nanotechnology and the absorption of ingredients, it is a game changer. And that is exactly what we have here. So when you think of in terms of people are talking about being very tired, stressed, brain fog, how often they walk around wondering, where's their phone? Where are the keys? And yet they're holding them, right? All of these things cognitively come back to cellular health. So I want to stress with you that as you're moving forward, and as we continue to talk about oxidative stress and inflammation, for those of you that were at Diamond Code, or anyone who's ever listened to me knows that I'm a big proponent of, if we can address the inflammation, which is the root cause of all disease, it really is. When we can address that, you will automatically begin to shift how every organ in your body is going to respond to supplementation and how it's going to respond to stressors. So really addressing this is key. So now when you have V-glutation, this new formula, here's what you can anticipate. Now, this is the differentiation between the old and the new. I shared with you, it's about having more ingredients, more functionality that's bringing you greater value. Now, previously it was one capsule Now it's going to be 2 veggie caps with our proprietary blend, which is extraordinary. We know that everything Dr. Tony has ever created has been truly remarkable and truly game-changing. And then when you consider the fact that he's now taken our wonderful formula from the past and enhanced it by adding additional bonus products to it, which we're going to talk about here in just a moment, it's really key. But notice I keep stressing certain buzzwords because this is how you're going to want to explain it to people. It's how you need to understand it, and it's how you want to convey the information without saying too much other than it's amazing. It's going to help at a greater level. It took a simpler formula and made it more complete and made it completely functional. Now, the term functional for me is very important because by profession, so I'm a double doctorate, I'm an ND, PhD, and my specialty is integrative and functional wellness. So when I say to you that this truly, this singular product can actually change one person's entire being, that is literally what it can do, in that it supports at the cellular level. When you're supporting at the cellular level, you are affecting every organ. So then as we're taking our other wonderful products, whether it's the V-Organix for the liver or the V-Iterin for kidney, and so on and so forth, you are now addressing root level causes and supporting systems from an antioxidant standpoint that's going to enhance how everything else in our product line works, and it enhances your overall well-being. Now, when you consider the key ingredients of L-glutathione, L-cysteine, and alpha-lipoic acid, it tells you there on this slide what they do. But the key ingredient that I want to share with you is it's the L-cysteine. That helps your body naturally make more glutathione. So as you're supporting the body by taking glutation consistently, and consistency is the key, married together, the synergy of the L-glutathione, the L-cysteine, and the alpha-lipoic acid, not only is it now affecting at a cellular level from an antioxidant standpoint, neutralizing the free radicals, enhancing the production, your natural production of glutathione, but it is also supporting your metabolic resilience. Metabolic health is key, especially for anyone who's either pre or post menopausal or battling some weight issues. This is going to be a wonderful adjunct to someone on that journey of trying to better improve their health as a whole, but also specifically wanting to address weight, excess weight. This is going to be very supportive in that way as well. Now, as it's supporting the body doing this, it's also supporting you from a detox standpoint, from an immunity standpoint. I can't say enough good things about this, but it's important that you understand that these are the key ingredients that are now enhanced by these complementary ingredients. Vitamin C, we know, has a lot of benefits, and most people always think of vitamin C when you're not feeling so well or have a cold. You kind of increase your dosage there. But the truth of the matter is that vitamin C is such an effective supplement and antioxidant, supportive so deeply at a cellular level that it's actually used daily, even in oncology and in cancer situations. So you can imagine that the fact that we now have high dosing of vitamin C in here paired with L-glycine, it is truly wellness at its pivotal point in a capsule to help truly with the antioxidation of it, but also with the support of fighting off bad cells that over time become bad disease. So really being able to get in front of it and supporting your body and doing all the necessary dietary and lifestyle changes is the game changer here. You've added now into the equation the fact that we've had the turmeric, the riboflavin and niacin, and the formula takeaway being the broader support. But the turmeric is anti-inflammatory, which definitely affects everything from head to toe. And the riboflavin and niacin not only support cellular metabolism and the energy aspect of it, but we also know that niacin is very good for the circulatory system. So now think about it. So as your blood is flowing through your body, through your veins, it's carrying antioxidants, it's gobbling up free radicals, it's actually improving the health of your cells, but it's also going to improve the health of how you feel as far as your other organs go, meaning how your heart functions, your breathing. These are key and critical components. So super, super exciting. And so having added these complementary ingredients to the key ingredients truly, truly is something not to be missed. So why the new formula is better? Well, like I said, not only is it something that is going to help you at the cellular level, but it builds the pathway for everything else to function better in your body. And that's critically important when you look at the fact that it is a more complete formula that by itself is going to do all of those things, but it's actually collaborative and cohesive to work with everything else in our line. You end up with not only a better formula, but a better result. A better result will end up with better health, and better health leads to better life, obviously. So I'll tell you this, and I'll end with these key points. It is a science-backed formula. It supports all of these designated areas as I've shared. But the most important part, and I'd love to hear Tina just sort of chime in on this, is when you truly give the body what it needs, and when you truly are able to start to control inflammation in the body, and you can support organ health, you can support function on a day-to-day by properly putting in the right supplement, the end result, because she being in radiology sees the body from the inside, as she says, you can create miracles by doing the right thing. And so it's very exciting. And so Tina, I'd love to hear what you think of glutation.
Well, when I did my research on this one compared to the old formula, which
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of formulas out there give you the glutathione, but they miss the
Right.
other components, which is the precursors to
Mm-hmm.
help your own body make it, and then the recycle, right? The
Right.
redox, they call it the reduction, the oxidation, so that makes the glutathione last longer. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why I'm so excited. And we all know that every cell in our body needs this product. Like, I can't think of one organ system, one thing that couldn't benefit from a product like this. You know, we think about glutathione being the master antioxidant, detoxing, like you just shared, Dr. Carla.
Yeah.
But this one is just, I feel like it's like two levels up from what we had before. So I'm super excited to see people use this and to see how people feel on it.
And so I just received a question. And so people are asking, so what's the difference then with the glutation plus? So it's a delivery system. It is essentially just a delivery system. I personally, and I'm just speaking for myself and what I do with my clients, I have them on both and I myself take both. But if you're only going to opt for one, it's just choosing which delivery method you would prefer. Both are exceptional. Both are going to render the same result. You cannot go wrong one way or the other. But if you really want to be on top of your health, I personally do the glutation drops in the morning and I do them again at bedtime. And then I take the actual capsules midday when I take my supplements.
Yeah, same. Makes a lot of sense, right? It's all about the
Absolutely.
bioavailability of each one.
When you can get in front of inflammation and you can really begin to address the free radicals from an antioxidant standpoint, I'm telling you, you are truly curtailing and giving your body's natural ability to fight disease, chronic disease, at the optimal level. You're literally doing everything you possibly can at that point, so that hopefully and Lord willing, you've prevented a lot of problems in the future. At a minimum, if you're already in that situation, you can halt the progression of disease by ridding the body of the damaged cells and reproducing the healthier cells. And so there's so much to be said at whatever stage in your wellness journey that you're in. This is a key ingredient to add to your daily life, for sure. You just went silent on me, Tina.
Can you hear me now?
I can.
Okay. Somebody, I must have got muted. I was going to say thank you so much for that. That was so informative, so education. And I truly believe, and I know you believe the same, is education, simple education, which I don't know if you guys thought that was simple, but to me, that was a simple breakdown. So it's easy to understand, then it's easy to share and promote, which is going to be the backbone of what Vital Health is doing here, right? That's what makes people love our formulations is educating and then realizing how unique, how on top of our formulas. Like I always say, whoever's doing the formulations in this company, they are getting it right. So thank you, Dr. Carla. Could you just let people know where you're located and just a little bit more about your background? I know you touched on it.
Absolutely. So I am located in Dallas, just outside of Dallas, Texas. I've been here for 26 years. And as I shared with you, so I've been in healthcare my entire career. I started initially as a nurse and then got my master's in clinical nutrition, then went to med school, then got my PhD. And so my focus is training, working with physicians on how to incorporate naturopathic, homeopathic practices into their patient care. In other words, write less prescriptions and treat the patient more organically. Everything I teach is measurable, meaning, if the thyroid is this and you go and do these things, natural supplements, and then you retest the thyroid, it's going to be greatly improved. Glucose levels, I have this every day here in VHG. All of my clients daily, I get numbers recorded and shown to me dropping, hypertension dropping. We talked about this at Diamond Code. So my passion is education, is working with individuals, educating them, but also keeping it simple, which is why I shared with you all when I started, write down the key things. It's to protect, it's to detox, it's to thrive, it's cellular regeneration, it's more value, it's more function, and not getting into the clinical aspect of it because it'll confuse people as to why something new. The
Mhm.
previous was exceptional. This is just more value. And then the difference between capsule versus the drops, it's delivery system. It's a preferential thing. Either one is great. Together, they're amazing.
Agree. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And then I guess